you don't have a TRX or ring row system, then you can do that same drill and pretty much the same movement with a barbell, and these are called inverted rows. So you're gonna go ahead and take your J hooks at your rack, and I always recommend starting right about at your sports bra band height. So I'm gonna place that right around here. And then you're gonna go ahead and place your barbell into those hooks. So when you're doing your inverted rows, the biggest thing with safety is to make sure that you're on the inside of your rack, right? So I want to be pulling this bar into these posts. If I was on this side of the rack and I pull, that bar might roll out from the J hooks and crush you in the face. So you always make sure that you're on the inside of the rack. If for some reason, spatial wise, you need to be turned around, put your J hooks on from the inside, okay? So now that I've set up my bar here, same thing, I'm gonna be taking that 15 or 25 pound plate and placing it on the floor. Unlike TRX rows, you need to find where that plate belongs, and what we need to make sure is that at the top of that, of the inverted row movement, that this bar is in line with our sports bra band. So all I want you to do is be in this top position and notice how that bar is right at my sternum or my sports bra band. If this plate was too far out, when I rode up, this is at my neck, right? And if this plate is too close, when I row up, this is at my belt button. So you need to find that perfect position so when you row up, bar is at your sports bra band. When you're approaching your inverted rows, there are two hand positionings that you can use. You can use your pull-up or pronated hand position, or if you're working towards chin-ups, you can do your supinated hand positioning. If you're working towards neutral grip pull-ups, I would recommend staying in that pronated position here. And you're gonna take your first or middle finger and put it right on that grip line. Same thing with our feet. Feet are on the floor, middle of our foot, or middle of our arch is on that plate. And then you're gonna hike up into your, kind of like a reverse plank position, right? So just like the TRX rows, my hips are up, my glutes are squeezed, and before I go, remember we're doing that scap pull-up, so we're pulling those shoulders away from our ears. And you can even see how that pulls my elbows and rotates my elbows down into a position so that when I row, those elbows are down at a 45-degree angle from my body. So a full inverted row rep means that your sports bra band is making contact and touching the top of that bar. I do not want to see half reps right here, okay? So we're coming all the way up and then all the way back down again with straight arms. We're not crunching in, and we're also not losing our hips at the bottom. Cool, so strict reps there for our inverted rows. Again, with our TRX rows, we're aiming for those 10 reps. Once you've hit 10 reps, to make this movement harder, you're gonna go ahead and lower your J hooks. And so I would recommend just lowering one notch at a time. I'm gonna show you what it looks like if I were to make this a lot harder. And when you do lower your bar, you're going to have to readjust where that plate for your foot goes. And you can see here, I'm a lot more horizontal to the floor. So this is your inverted row, and again, we want to get to a point where the bar is very low so that at the bottom you're horizontal to the floor. And again, to play around with what height you need here. If you need your starting height to be higher than that sports bra band, that's totally fine, and you will work your way down throughout the program and over the months.